Hello, Cliff Stanwick, Stanwick Real Estate, and I'm really excited about my comprehensive series. This is going to be multi-parted, and it basically answers the question of what agents do. And this is a huge, huge topic, in my humble opinion, about real estate. Um, Real estate, for the most part, is an iceberg or a mushroom, depending on your point of view or your experience the last time you bought or sold real estate. We don't demonstrate any knowledge and skill or anything, but what we do is we're basically opportunists, because what ends up happening is we know the numbers are our business is referral based only, that this business online is a problem, and you're even going to use us a second time, which basically is pretty funny, because it's essentially 1 out of 7 agents are used the second time. Which either means we're either doing two things. One, we either didn't do a very good job, or B, we're not staying in touch. So at the end of this whole process, real estate is really a mess, because since it's a referral based business, our data, our performance, the work we do, how we do it, the process is minimized, right? Because your best friend told you about another agent who bought him a house a year ago or 2 years ago, or just bought a house, or your daughter just bought a house, or your son just bought a house. At the end of the day, it's a referral business, right? But it's a referral based on what, right? It's 110% a subjective opinion, right? It's subjective. It's information that is based on personal opinion, judgment, feelings, point of view, rather than objective information is factual and based on observations and measurements. And that is in the crux. Everything that is wrong with real estate is it's 5%, 6% of the cost of the sale of the house. The commission's built in to the price, okay? So even if you want to negotiate it, what are you negotiating? You're negotiating a very small percentage of that commission, because at the end of the day, if you're a seller, you want every possible buyer out there. The market's changed. Uh, Real estates are paid by commission. So when you go out with a lower price commission, um, you're not going to get every buyer, right? And this is a market of every buyer. If you're listing a house and you discount the commission, what are you getting? And the answer is you don't know what you're getting. And so this series is really about talking about what agents do, because if you go out on the internet, and you just go out to all the stuff that's out there, right? If we go out and we look at what does a real estate agent do, this is Rocket Homes, right? One of the biggest lenders in the world, right? Or in the country, right? And this is what they say agents do. Real estate agents and brokerage companies act in the best interests of their clients. What does that mean? I'm getting paid for you to buy a house. What does it mean? What is the work am I doing? What is the tasks I'm supposed to be doing? Well, we're supposed to walk their client through any necessary paperwork. Okay, first question, how do you know you're getting the correct paperwork? What tool are they using to tell you you're having the correct paperwork? Communicate with their clients and other parties involved. What is that communication, right? What is that communication? Is it an email? Is it a text? Is it a Monday morning blast? Have you determined the way you're going to communicate? Do you have a communication plan, right? This just goes on, right? Continue to provide information on the home inspection process. Where the heck was the offer? Where was the home touring, right? So it starts off with these generalities. Continue to support their client through the closing price. Of course, they're going to support through the closing process. They don't get paid if the place doesn't close, but are they going to do everything in their best interest? Do you know that there's an agency agreement and it talks to us about a fiduciary, what a fiduciary um, relationship is? And people don't understand. You're not buying a TV at Best Buy. You're buying a house. And that fiduciary relationship is much like a lawyer, a legal arrangement. Well, guess what? We're not lawyers. So again, how do you know you have the necessary paperwork? Because it's a contract, right? It goes on and on and on. And then it says familiar with the local housing market, including pricing, right? It says knowledgeable about local and state real estate laws, understanding of their clients' needs. Well, I got news for you. Understanding of their clients' needs is probably above the second two, all right? But what is the order? What is the importance, right? And then we get into this, what does a real estate agent do for a seller? Okay, here we go. What does a real estate agent do for a seller? Listing agents provide clients with an unbiased valuation of their home and help set a listing price. I guarantee you interview multiple agents, which you're not, because by the way, you did a referral. So guess how that negotiation goes? I've been referred to you. I've been told I'm a great agent, and the first war we have is over the listing price. And I've got this listing, okay? This listing's in the bag. It's been referred to me, and now we're going to talk about setting a listing price. Trust me, I am not going to lowball it or give you an easy to sell price, nor am I going to give you the world. I'm going to sell it at what I think is a market price. And trust me, if you don't like that market price, I'm going to agree to try your price. That is not unbiased. There's a bias here. Why is there a bias? Because there's a commission, right? So that's the issue here with real estate. It's a commission-based business, and it's a lot of money, and it's also a lot of money to the agent, right? So we keep going on and on, right? And it doesn't stop, right? So other than that, it's ideal for listing agents to vet buyers. Not everyone is a serious buyer. Listing agents often check a potential buyer's finances before arranging a showing or accepting an offer. No, that's not really what happens. What really happens is I trust the showing agent, the buyer's agent, to bring me a buyer that he's not wasting his time. And if I don't get showings, you get nervous as a seller. So that's kind of depending on the activity of the house. If I got a lot of activity, I'm probably going to throw up some barriers to showings, because at the end, if I get too many showings and we don't get an offer because I let too many looky-loos look at the house, you're not going to be happy as a seller, right? So it's not my job as a listing agent to screen every buyer as much as it to trust the other half of the commission, which is the buyer's agent, to bring me a real buyer, right? Now, to be frank, there is a little back and forth when we're dealing with luxury properties and you're selling a house that is, 5x what the market is. Like if I have a $3 million, $4 million listing, I'm going to take a lot more effort here to vet the buyer, because those buyers have to be real, because my seller doesn't want to get the multi-million-dollar place ready for a looky-loo. So in that part of the market, there is a higher bar. And if you are listing a luxury property, you should really understand the process. But again, getting back to what we discussed earlier, right? What we discussed earlier was, hey, you're not vetting your agent. You're other than getting a referral from your best friend, neighbor, or relative, and you used this agent 6 or 7 years ago, and you're not even sure what he did except he's answering his phone. Nothing wrong with answering the phone, right? Nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, what does a real estate agent do for a seller? This is the tip of the iceberg. This might be a few clever things. Marketing is also done in networking with other real estate. Not true. Not true at all. Matter of fact, networking is done by very few people. And the only sector where I see luxury homes, because I've sold a fair amount of high end property in my 15 years, is in the luxury market. And I get hit up because I usually sell one of the most expensive properties in Loomis. And guess what? I get hit for every high end property. I get invited to the open houses, right? And that networking is valuable and it is helpful, but it doesn't sell your house. What sells your house is the right marketing. And so far, we're not seeing much about this in this article, other than it is what it is, right? So, and the other thing is, the listing agents also negotiate various aspects of your home on safe behalf of the client. They may negotiate the price of the home or smaller expenses like closing costs. No, we don't negotiate. We represent you. You negotiate, we represent. So again, what do real estate agents do? Nobody knows. Why? Because you're just taking a referral and you're hoping it works out. And when it doesn't work out, when you don't win that house you really want, because the market is so aggressive that Bay Area people are coming in and overbidding the property, you're blaming your agent. And why? Because he didn't win you the house. Well, did you know about their negotiation skills? Did you get a strategy or a plan to win the house in a super aggressive market? Did you get a plan or thing in a market where you wanted to go after, you wanted to get a deal? Guess what? A new listing is not going to be bought at a discount unless it's just really horrifically overpriced. And again, your agent knowledge or your local agent's experience will paint a picture about you can do that. But here's the deal. This is a tight market. I don't want you to think I'm negative. I don't want you to not write an offer. And I'm not going to tell you the offer is garbage. I guarantee you right now, there's more garbage offers being written because you know what? You don't have a relationship that you vetted by looking at what that agent does, how they do it, the way they look at things, what their process is. There is a process. There's no magic to selling real estate. It's a process, but it's all about selling. One party is a seller and the other part is a buyer. That's the market. It's selling real estate, okay? We bifurcate way too much about buyers are this and the sellers are this. Here's the deal. It's you want to buy it, they want to sell it. The agents represent both the buyers and the sellers, and the bottom line is how good is your agent? And the answer is you don't know because he was a referral. And I guarantee you didn't walk through a process of vetting that passed any reasonable amount of substantive, rewarding. And we're talking about $50,000 on $1 million house being given. So you want to make sure that the listing agent is awesome and the buyer's agent is awesome, right? And you want to be able to ask your agent, say you're listing a house, do you know this buyer's agent? Are they any good? The luxury market, pretty small circle of people doing that thing. And a lot of times they're teams. And trust me, after doing this for about 19 years, I've met up most of them. I've told people this all the time. Not a high production agent. I do 10 to 12 transactions a year. It's a very much a concierge service, but at the end of the whole process, I like what I do. I just wish the business was more process driven and more task driven, because you would have responsibilities and understand the tasks. And I can't tell you how many issues or how many real estate deals are blown up because real estate agents are not the professionals you think they are, because most of you never vetted them for their skills. You wouldn't hire a realtor, or you wouldn't put somebody into a management job or in the C-suite with a referral. You would interview them, right? You'd ask them a lot of questions. Hey, what's your experience? What have you done? Where have you been? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? You would interview them. But no, it's a referral. You set up a meeting. The agent comes over to the house. He looks at it. Maybe he had a process where he asked you a bunch of questions. Most of the time they don't. They don't want to. They just want to get you to sign a listing agreement. At the end of the day, the business needs to be more than referrals. And there's nothing wrong with the referrals. But what this series of videos is going to be about is what an agent does from A to Z, much like Amazon, right? A to Z. We're going to cover off everything. We're going to look at everything. I'm going to be honest about my shortcomings in this stuff. I probably, to be frank, on the back office, on the back side of it, I don't do enough to basically keep my clients. I'll be honest about it. I'm changing that, and I can share with you what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I should have done more. But I do believe that I do offer a very high level of service. I do believe that I'm very capable in the understanding of the contract. I'm very capable in the negotiation aspect. I think that I listen to my clients to what they want to buy. And I think I'm not afraid of sharing a valid and constructive opinion when it comes to a property they're considering either selling or making offer. But that being said, nobody knows what I do. And so all of a sudden, I'm not going to come up and do that. And you know, the problem with real estate is since you don't know what we do or how we do it or the process, me trying to tell you I'm more valuable than a referral, I'm at a disadvantage. And if I differentiate, if I sit there and I say, well, I do this, this, and this, that doesn't help either. Because Susie gave you a referral and you think this agent is great, but they never talked about this. And I wonder why you're talking about this, but you didn't talk about the same thing they talked about, right? So we're going to talk about everything related to real estate, and we're going to talk about how this works. And then we're going to talk about the process of selling real estate. Then we're going to talk about the roles of each agent and what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it. It's going to be a lot of video. I'm going to try to keep them short. There's going to be a couple real big videos, and then they're going to be parsed out into separate topics. I'll try to tree them out. It's all going to be on YouTube. I'll have a lot of Facebook Lives. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest purchases of your life is going to be real estate. And a referral is awesome. But you really need to understand what the job is and what the person should be doing in relationship to the roles in those jobs. And then make the best decision on a whole bunch of intangibles or tangible deliverables, I should say. And then at the end, you have to sit there and say, you know, I trust this person. I think this person is going to listen to me. And I think this person is going to do an outstanding job buying our next home or selling our current home. So with that in mind, I just want to tie this up. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you'll join me on this journey. I've looked forward to do this. I'm 63 years old. I really don't worry about possibly disrupting, offending, questioning, doubting, hurting the industry. The industry needs to change. It's not good enough for the money that is spent for the work. It isn't. It sucks. So with that, please subscribe. I really want you to come along. Please comment. please reach out to me. Please let me know what other topics you'd like to expand me on. I hope you join me. I hope you find it valuable. I'm going to do my best to basically do a deep dive and regurgitate and vomit everything I've learned in the last 19 years. It might be good, it might be bad. I have no idea, but I'm going to do it, and I'll just end up with a lot of Andy Warhol fame and maybe no more real estate clients, but that's fine too. I feel I need to do this and I want to do it. And with a market where it's only, that's only moving if you're dying, divorcing, or relocating out of California, I've got time. Thank you. And I look forward to your input, your comments, your sarcasm. I'm looking forward to this, and have a great, great day. Thank you.